All right, welcome back, real estate investors. Here we are about to dive into the market reports that are indicative of the market as of November 2024. I love this. I know everyone here that's watching, you guys love this market data. It helps you make informed decisions whether you are a reluctant landlord or you consider yourself an active investor. You can catch all of this data, including the video content that we just shot, assuming that you're not watching the video in its entirety. We do cut these up. We just started releasing the sales data for the Indianapolis metro area. We started with that video. Be sure to check that out if you're an active investor in the area. That's information you're going to want to stay in tune with. And then we went into the economic data that's happening around the Indianapolis metro area, which you absolutely need to know what's going on. Where are you going to be putting your dollars? What kind of investments going on in that community, so that you can make an informed decision before you pull the trigger. And now, even better, we're going to get into the market data. Now, this is going to be especially important if you find yourself being a reluctant landlord. Now, we kind of have adopted that title to be someone who possibly can't sell their property, which I'm getting a lot of phone calls from individuals who are not able to find buyers for their particular property right now. So they're turning to a great and reliable option of leasing their property out. So you're going to want to know what's going on in your specific area. How long can I expect my property to be on the market? At what average rental rate? And then, of course, you're going to want to pick up the phone, give me a call so that I can give you a more in-depth analysis on what's happening in your specific area and your specific property. And now here I'm joined with Mike Taylor, broker owner. Sorry for that long-winded opening here, Mike. It's great to see you, although I've seen you for the last hour and a half. It's great to see you again.
Great to see you again, Chris. It's been a long time, huh?
And of course, as everyone knows here, my name is Chris Knight. I'm the business development manager here with Red Door Property Management. And in case I didn't mention it before, because these were all of these videos are starting to bleed in together. If you haven't found this information yet, you can find it on all of our social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And of course, if you don't find yourself interested in anything social media, which I can understand, I'm on Facebook. I understand how that stuff gets hairy over there. You can always find this information right there on our website. We post it in several areas, so it's easy for you to find. But of course, if you just click that watch and learn tab, you're going to find all of this valuable information right there at your fingertips. You can click on this as well as some much other valuable content that we shoot, the interviews that we do. Anyway, all that information you're going to find there. Let's stop wasting people's time. Let's get into these market reports. I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right, let's start with Indianapolis. So I think, if we could sum this up, I think seasonality is probably the theme that we're going to see here this month. So we're shooting this in December, but we're looking back here 1 month, November of 2024. So we're kind of wrapping up the year here. And, if it's a normal year, whatever that means, we should see a little bit of a decrease in activity, which also couples typically with a decrease in price and usually an increase in average days on the market. So let's dive in and see if that's what we're seeing at each of our submarkets. So here in Indianapolis, we've got 2,084 homes, which is actually really right on track with last year. So nothing crazy to report there. Average rent, $1,450. And good news, bad news here. So good news is that's up 5.5% roughly from last year. So that's really, really encouraging to see. But then we're seeing the seasonality creep in where that's down, just a little over 2% from last month. So that is, I would say that would be really my expectation to see. You can see last year how, November dips down and then December dips down even more. That's very typical. Kind of glad to see, we're getting back to normal. I'm never glad to see the average rents go down, but this is kind of a normal phenomenon here in the Indianapolis area. Average days on the market, actually we're down from last year and down from last month. We're at 46, which is, it's okay. It's not fantastic, but for November, it's, not bad. So no alarm bells going off there. Kind of, I would say, average for a November time frame. Average sales price, I know I get tired of saying this every single year, or every single month, but $241,305 is the average sales price for homes under $500,000. That is just so unbelievably affordable. If you're watching this from California or Texas or Florida or Colorado. I mean, you can't even believe that you can get a house for $240,000. It is unbelievable. So anyway, super super affordable. And going back to our other first video that we did, the economic data. I think if I remember, you said average rents are 19% below the national average, and that's reflected in the sales price here. And there's tons of those available. 790 of those homes sold last month for homes under $500,000 with the average sales price of $241. So it's just super, super affordable. No glaring news, good or bad, this month for Indianapolis. Kind of, again, seasonality, adjusting to the seasonality. If you don't mind going to the next slide, Chris.
Not at all.
Yeah, let's just take a look at the to kind of give a little bit more perspective on the number of active homes and days on the market. Like, what does that mean? 2,084. Well, you can see here we're really right on track with last year, trending almost exactly towards last year. So seasonality, we start to see a little bit more homes on the market because there's less people renting. So again, nothing major, good or bad, to report there on active homes. Days on the market. I mean, I'm just excited to see this thing leveling out a little bit and being way down over last year. Looking back at the summer months, just super, super encouraging. But that 48, we're down just a little bit since October. But again, it's acceptable at 46 here for December. So that's pretty much it for Indianapolis. Not a ton to report. Again, just kind of plugging along.
Yeah, it is kind of plugging along. And if last year's any indication of what we're to expect this year, seasonality likely plays into what's going to happen in December, that you're going to see a little bit longer days on the market. Of course, unless you're staying in tune with what's going on. And then, of course, you can make adjustments early on so that you can hopefully beat what's considered average here in the Indianapolis area.
Yeah. I will say, will you go back to the other slide real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Chris? And just, again, I know we talk about this a lot, but just to highlight, to stay on top of what's going on in the market and what the trends are and what you can typically expect. If you look at last year, you see that December takes a dip in average rental price, and you're probably going to see that this year. So if you have a home that's vacant now or coming vacant in December, you want to get that. Like, it is a race to get somebody in there right now, because it's actually probably one of the worst times to have a vacant home is November, December. It's the lowest in terms of average rent. It is a race. You want to get somebody in there as fast as you possibly can. So be realistic about your rates, be realistic about your terms, and just do whatever you can to get a renter in there right now, right out the storm through the winter. And then you can think about next year of raising the rents, or getting even better, getting on a better cycle, getting into that spring, summer cycle.
You're exactly right. So I'm going to do a little bit of a shameless plug here on how Red Door operates, because I find it as an opportunity to do so. Number one, you call this a little bit of a dip last year. I'm gonna call that more of a dive. Okay, that is a dive. But nonetheless, look, one of the things that separate us from the competition, or forget about the competition, it's one reason of value of working with a company like Red Door Property Management. And I plan on doing another short video and posting that out here over the next, hopefully next 30 days or so. But if you've inquired with us, you've probably already seen this video, but it's how Red Door does its vacancy market updates to our owners. And this absolutely helps you make those quick decisions, because the data that we have happening when we're marketing your property, how many clicks has your property had, how many showings has your property have, and what decisions need to be made because of what that data indicates. That's data that we are going to relay to you on a weekly basis so that we make quick decisions, because just like Mike said, I mean, it's a race to put somebody in your property. So having that data can help you make those quick decisions. And that's exactly what we're here to do, so that we can place a tenant in your property quicker than the competition. Sorry, it was a little bit shameless here. It has nothing to do with the market reports, but there it is.
No, it's important, Chris. You have to have these data-driven decisions. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
We're not afraid to say, hey, we had no showings this week. We had no inquiries this week. We just need to get that data to you, and so that you can make a decision that we need to probably lower the rent or do something different. Maybe it's a condition issue, but we have to do something. If we're not getting any leads, we're not going to get the home leased. So we give you the data, and our suggestions based on that data as far as what to do.
Yeah, and last thing I'm going to say, and I'm moving on here because this is market reports. This is not for additional information. But if you find yourself in a position like that, you're marketing your own property. and you're wondering what you're doing wrong, give me a call. I'm happy to kind of go over what it is you're experiencing real quick and give you some advice. I have no problem doing that. You don't have to be a client of ours. I'm happy to share information with you. Give me a call because there's a lot more that goes into things that you can do or things that you think maybe you should be doing in order to place a tenant quicker. And chances are you're wrong. Here we go.